few comments about the middle section, the Moderato. Go for a very legato, smooth style throughout. I often think about how a string player or a vocalist would perform a section like this, and that often helps to really connect the air, to connect the notes with the air, and to get a very, very legato, smooth style. Be careful of the mute change. Make sure your mute either has a string on it, like mine, so you can hang it off of your arm for a quick mute change, or you can also perform this sitting and have another chair by your side so you can just quickly grab and put the mute onto the chair. It's really important just not to hit your mute on things like the bell or drop it, of course, right? He didn't mark, although how humorous Dr. Mahr is, he did not mark a mute drop in there, so be careful to not make noise with your mute. It can be very tricky because he gives you just barely enough time to get the mute in and out. And do subdivide on either side of the mute change. It's easy when we're fumbling with our mute to suddenly forget what tempo we're in or count to 4 instead of 3. So do keep subdividing those eighth notes while you're getting the mute in and then while you're taking it out. Be advised of the dynamic after the muted section as well. Careful to make the difference between the muted mezzo piano dynamic and the open piano dynamic. You might actually have to bump up the mezzo piano dynamic a little bit because you have a mute in. Then he asks of you piano open. So that can be a little bit tricky. Make sure that even though at the very end it says poco rit on an eighth note, make sure that you can feel that ritardando, ba, da, da, even though he just gives you basically one note to do it. And then the fermata, I usually think, maybe 6 beats plus 3 or so, and control that airstream. Really get down to a pianissimo.